Hello and welcome back to another video. So in this video I'm going to be going over activity 1.3.5, which is in here. It's called documenting and design. And what we're going to do with this one is look at what a title block is and create a part drawing with a detailed view of this Trammell crank arm. So the first thing that you need to do in order to start this assignment is download this file right here. Okay, now this file, if you try to open it up, it might tell you that there's no application to open it, or if you can open it on your Windows computer, it could just be a string of text that doesn't really make any sense. That's because your computer doesn't know how to read it, but Onshape does. So we're going to use that. Once we have it downloaded, we're just going to keep it there. We're going to use that, and we're going to look at this instruction sheet. Okay. So the point of this is to get a little bit better at using a title block. All right. So basically, what we need to do is we need to create a custom title block using our CAD program, which is Onshape. And again, that crank arm file is here. We're going to have to import it. So when you go to do this, what you want to do, you want to hit create. And instead of hitting document like we typically would, we want to hit import. We're going to hit import file, and then we're going to find the file that we just downloaded. And it's going to be named IED 135, right? DL 135, that's the activity, Trammell Toy Crank Arm Step file. It's a dot step that they'll know how to do. So when you do this, you can import it into a single document if you wanted to, or you can bind it into a single part studio. Let's just do this third option here and hit import. It's going to just load. And when we do that, we'll see that it pops up right here. And we have, I know nothing, apparent shows up, but if we insert a new tab and we hit create part studio, and we go up to, let's see, where's it at? Sorry. If you just click up on your notifications, it'll open it up for you. So that's what it looks like. Okay. So, we really don't want to spend any time modeling this. We could. It looks like we're just going to be using the extrude tool and pattern to create it, but we're not going to spend time creating it. They do that for us. What we're going to do is we're going to make a drawing. So we have to hit this insert new tab at the bottom, and we're going to hit create drawing. Okay, and it tells us in here what size to make it. It says start a B size sheet, which is 11 by 17, with the appropriate project folder and create a new title block template. So we got to choose one of these. This B or this A1, those are the sheet sizes. So we want to choose a B size. And when we do that, we're going to get our drawing. Now, when you're brought to this page, all you got to do is click on the item, and it immediately begins to import an image. Now, if I look at this, they're giving me this as the front view, okay? The Onshape's just selecting that as the front view. To me, this looks more like a top view, just because it's not very descriptive of what the shape looks like. But I'll put the top view up here, and then I'll drag down my cursor, and I'll get the front view that I'm actually looking for. And then I can even drag up and make my isometric. So really, that's actually this part right down here. So we already got step 5 out of the way. So I'm going to come back up. What we want to do is begin to fill out this title block down here. So as you can see, it already autofills a couple pieces of information. It autofills who drew it and what date was it drawn. It autofills the size of the sheet, that B size. The scale is 1:1. What does a 1:1 scale mean? Well, that means that the measurements that you're going to see on here are the same measurements that it's going to be in real life. If I were to print this off, if I were to print this page off, this drawing would be exactly as long as my actual part. I also have my sheet number. To fill out any of this, I have to double click. into one of these boxes and begin typing in whatever it is that I want. So my title should include stuff. It should include what is the project title. I'm going to name this Activity 1.3.5. Immediately underneath that, I'm going to put my company name, right? My company, TMSEI, Garrett Morgan School of Engineering. And underneath that, I'm going to put Trammell Toy Crank. Whoops, spelled toy wrong. Toy Crank Arm. Now, drawing number, I only have one. So it's just one. That's what this should look like. I have a project title, I have a company, I have a description of the part. Description of the part. Over here, checked. Well, this would typically be whoever your partner was. Let's say that my partner was Mrs. Cotharetti, the other engineering teacher here. And I'll put in the date that she checked it. And maybe it was approved by my boss, Mr. Davis, and perhaps we expedited this project, and it was approved the same day. Right? I could go in here and put in a material. I'd have to see if this is given a material, but it might not be. It's not. So I'd have to give it a material, so we're not going to worry about that right now. But if I wanted to, maybe I want to tell them that it's steel. And the finish, in this context, means, what type of gloss might it have? Maybe it's low luster finish. That's a filled out title block. Notice there's empty spaces here too, in case you need to add additional information, right? Maybe I need to add the weight. The weight is not the weight of the part, it's the weight of the lines. So don't be confused about that. That's how you fill that out, right? That's all step 4. Project name, title, drawn by, drawn date, checked by, all that good stuff, right? If you scroll down, this is what we're going to do next. We're going to insert a detailed view. A detailed view shows us a part of an item, a part of a drawing blown up a little bit larger, right? So say I want to view these 3 holes in a little bit more detail. I'm going to go up to my detail view up here, right? This little circle with the A. And it's defaulting to a circle shape. I could choose spline or some type of polygon if I wanted to, but a circle is just fine. I'm going to use this just like the circle tool in CAD. I'm going to click where I want the center of my circle to begin and drag my cursor out as far as I want. So in this activity, it asks for a detailed drawing showing at least 3 holes, right? 3 holes. So I'll just come out to 3, and when I click to confirm that circle, it produces a drawing for me. And I can see that this drawing has a larger scale than what's on here, and it's going to tell me what that scale is. It's telling me my scale is 2:1. That means this drawing is twice as large as what it would appear in real life. And I can even change that scale if I wanted to. Maybe I wanted to make it 3:1, right? Maybe I really want to see what's going on here. I can change that scale. And this circle tells me what's the detail view. Well, this is detail A. I can tell that by this A, which I can change that if I wanted to, but I don't. And it tells me detail A right here. That's all you have to do for that one. Now, what we need to do is dimension the multi-view. Provide the overall width, height, and depth dimensions as shown in Figure 5. Here's Figure 5. Width, height, and depth, right? What I need to do for this is I need to make a right side view. Well, I can just go to Insert View up here, and I can choose right side. Now, when I do that, if you notice, that right side view is pretty small, right? Pretty small. Well, maybe I want to change it. Now, if I do 1 to 3 or 1 to 5 or 1 to 8, that's going to make it smaller. I need to choose one where the larger number is on the left side of the colon. Maybe I want to make this a 4 to 1. A 4 to 1 scale so I can really see. Now, the other thing here to note, you will not be able to fully add all the dimensions necessary without dimensioning the hidden lines, right? Those hidden lines are these things here that show all the holes. Well, right now, I don't have any of those. I need to right-click on this drawing, and I need to go to my Show Hide, and I'm going to show my hidden lines. Now, one thing to take note of, this drawing is oriented differently, right, than this one. This one's vertical, this one's horizontal, but it's the same thing, right? So I'm going to grab my dimension tool, and I need to dimension the overall width, right? The overall height, and it asks for the depth of one of these holes. So I have to kind of zoom in here to see what's going on, right? I have this top line. It's kind of hard to see where this dimension line is going to, but it looks like right here to the bottom. So it should be 0.51. So let's see if we get that, right? If I go back, okay, let's see. I'm looking for this line here, right, which I take to mean is this one to here. And look at that, 0.51. 0.051. Look, that's all, right? This is done. We are not doing steps 7 and 8, and we don't really, the overall purpose of an annotation, you guys know that, right? It's to tell the reader what's going on. So we're not doing step 7 and 8. We're just going up to step 6. This is what you should have. You're going to hit share. You will go to link sharing. You're going to turn it on, copy to your clipboard. You're going to come back to this assignment page, and somewhere up here, you're going to have submit assignment. You click that, go to create, paste that link in, and you're done. Hope this video helps you complete 227, documenting a design.